Well, what are you doing? You don't belong here. Let's see, it says Muslim man prays outside the wrong church. Let's watch it and let's talk about it.
What are you doing?
Pray.
Oh, you can't pray here.
Don't come here and pray. Do not come here and pray Islamic prayers here. This is a Christian Baptist church. What did you say?
You heard me.
What did you say? There's a dumpster where you can pray those things at. You don't accept Islam here. This is Christianity. You know exactly what I'm done.
And so, all to that I say, there's no love like Christian love. The love that could be very flexible and soft enough to be willing to tolerate, right? Be willing to endure for a time, because you want to bring people to the truth, but can be as firm as and just not even willing to entertain the possibility of any goodness from somebody who is dishonest. So this Muslim man tried to pray outside this man's church, and he said he wasn't having it, and that's the Spirit of God speaking through him, because I know Jesus says in the scriptures, Matthew chapter 12 verse 30, it says, "Whoever is not with me is against me, and whoever does not gather with me scatters." The implication is very clear. Jesus highlights how, yes, people can say they are with him, they're not doing anything wrong, but are you standing on his values? Are you standing on what he taught? Or are you not? And if you're not, then you are inherently problematic for being around his people. It's very clear. And so this pastor's response, some people may not think it's kind. Let the Muslim man pray outside the church. No, we know what he's doing. You will not respect a foreign God that we do not recognize in the practices that you do, and us be okay with that near our people, right? You will not do that. It's very clear, because the Bible tells us in 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 2, preach the word, be ready in and out of season, reprove, meaning be willing to stand on the concepts of Christianity and stand firm in why it's the truth, meaning be willing to convince them with the proofs you have received. Rebuke. This is a corrective measure that said that you see something out of pocket and you say, no, cut that out. Exhort, encourage that what is good, and honor and revere that which is holy and sacred, right? With complete patience and teaching. He didn't get mad. He just told him a firm no. You will not do that here. He didn't fuss him out. He didn't have to say anything about Muhammad. He just said, you brought that here and you will take that out in the trash. Enough. Now, 1 Peter chapter 5 verses 2 to 3 gives us the reason why. Because what are pastors if not shepherds? Shepherd the flock of God that is among you, exercising oversight, not under compulsion, but willingly as God would have you, not for shameful gain, but eagerly, not domineering over those in your charge, but examples to the flock. You have to stand firm in Christianity and protect those who are not yet mature in their faith. You are the only bit of Christianity they're standing on, because you are living this in a mature fashion. They want to get to where you are and surpass that, because obviously you are not the example Jesus is. And so you are as the example of Jesus Christ unto others. You want to help them to grow where you are and surpass you, right? You can't do that if if a wolf's in the background, somebody who has ulterior motives trying to distort what you're doing, right? Jesus was not playing. He did not play with people. He made it very clear in John chapter 10 verse 12, he who is a hired hand, not a shepherd, who does not own the sheep, sees the wolf coming and leaves the sheep and flees, and the wolf snatches them up and scatters them. The implication here, false Christians, false pastors, false ministers, when they see the problem, they can't deal with it. When they see the opposition, they bend and surrender to it. But obviously the implication is that those of Jesus will actually see the problem and execute judgment, meaning tell that person, no, wolf, you will not snatch the sheep. They will be in defense of those sheep. And obviously that's the whole point. That's why this perspective is necessary. But Jesus gave us this perspective on false prophets. Prophet is a messenger, false is the message itself. bringing about a false teaching someone. He tells us in Matthew chapter 7 verses 15 to 20, beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves. Ravenous wolves are like, think of an example of a wolf licking its gums, the saliva's coming out. You know it's hungry and it's staring at its food. And its food is those who it can catch off guard, those who cannot defend themselves, right? Predators tend to not contend with other predators. You won't see the crocodile willingly take on the hippo. Trust me, if you don't know about their beef, it is diabolical. Them hippos will ragdoll them like a dog ragdolling a chew toy. I've heard that hippos could even almost bite them in half, crunch the crocodile, and literally will crunch it so much that it splits in two. The implication is clear. Predators do not fight other predators. They fight those who they can get their hands on, those weaker than them, and naturally that's the attitude of false prophets. They cannot contend with the strength of Christianity. They can only tend with the weakness of Christianity, which is those members who don't know anything, right? And so be aware of those individuals. Verse 16, you will recognize them by their fruits. See what they do. See how they position themselves. Did the Muslim, talk with the pastor? Like they sit him down and say, hey, how do you feel about other religions doing religious things around you? No, he said, well, like there's a church here. Let me pray to Allah in front of it. Very odd choice, right? In front of the building where people enter, it's a Sunday, obviously. He's going in to get prepared for his sermon. And obviously he's probably one of the first people there. And so obviously a lot of people are going to see this Muslim praying in the background. The optics are very clear. He wants to be associated with this place in some way. And obviously this will entertain people coming to him instead of going to the church. Recognize them by their fruits. Are grapes gathered from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Do you see these particular indicators, good indicators, right? Because figs are good and grapes are good, from bad sources or problematic and difficult to reach places? No, you see them in very, very simple places. Verse 17. So every healthy tree bears good fruit, but the diseased tree bears bad fruit. It's self-evident. Look at what they do. Can you not see that this person has no good intentions? Verse 19. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. It's very clear. There's a corrective element there. This is not good for producing food. It must be removed. Throw it out. Get rid of it. Verse 20. Thus you will recognize them by their fruits. And that's what we'll end there. Good job, Pastor. Defend the sheep. Defend those young Christians, because yes, there are false prophets in our modern day, people who come with false messages, yet they want to proclaim themselves as messengers, and we need to recognize them and execute judgment. Jesus literally said, like, don't judge by the appearance, but judge by righteous judgment. It's not that you're a Muslim. It's not that you're a foreign belief. It's what you're bringing to the table and how you're bringing it that examines you before we even talk about the problems with your belief. And so, with that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think the pastor was mean? Do you think Christians are mean when they do this? Or do you think, no, this is what Christianity looks like? So let me know what you guys' opinions, and I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless and stay blessed.